Can you imagine this? You open Chrome, VS Code, Spotify starts playing some songs. You are also playing game with one of your friend and trying to download something from File Explorer or anything and a few more tabs. And suddenly, what happen is your computer becomes slow. Most people immediately blame the CPU. But what if I told you the real reason is often a RAM? So, what exactly is RAM? And does adding more RAM really make your computer faster? Let's find it out. In the last video, we learned that the CPU is the brain of the computer. But here is a question. Can the brain work efficiently if it has no space to work? Or let me reframe this. Why more RAM makes your computer faster? Imagine trying to complete your homework on a tiny study table where books are falling, your laptop barely fits, everything feels messy. That's exactly where RAM comes in. It gives the CPU the space it needs to work quickly. So let me ask you one quick question. How much RAM do you think your laptop currently has? Comment your answer below. I want to see what most of you guys are using. So let's start with RAM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. Don't worry about remembering this full form. Just remember this. RAM is your computer's temporary workspace. Whenever you open an application, whether it's a Chrome, VS Code, YouTube, or a game, the data needed right now is loaded into RAM. Why? Because RAM is much faster than your storage. The CPU can quickly access the data it needs without wasting time. So here is a relationship between CPU and RAM. Both are work very syncly. Okay, so the relationship is in bidirectional way. But wait, if RAM stores your apps, why don't they disappear while you are using them? Hold that thought. We will answer something even more interesting in just a minute. Let's see what happens when you open Chrome. First, Chrome is stored in your SSD. The moment you open it, the required data is copied into RAM and now the CPU reads that data from RAM and Chrome opens almost instantly. So the journey looks like this: SSD, RAM, CPU, and then screen. Every app you open follows this same path. Let's make this super simple. Imagine you are studying for your exams like this. Okay, and you have a bookshelf filled with books. That's your SSD. Now imagine your study table. You only keep the books you are currently using on the table, right? So that's your RAM. And you, that means the person who is studying for exam, is the CPU. If your study table is large, everything is within reach and you can study smoothly. But if the table is tiny, you will constantly move books around just to make space. That's exactly what happens when your computer doesn't have enough RAM. So here is something cool. Closing an app usually frees up RAM, making space for the next task. So today, we learned that RAM is your computer's temporary workspace. It doesn't permanently store your files. But here is a question. If RAM is only temporary, where are your photos, videos, games, and documents actually stored after you turn your computer off? That's exactly what we will explore in the next video. That is HDD versus SSD. If this video helped you understand RAM a little better, don't forget to like, subscribe to CodePaath, and share it with a friend who is always asking to you, will adding more RAM make my laptop faster? Till then, keep learning and keep coding. Thank you, all of you.